Yes, I am officially old. I am the big 5-0 today. Welcome to the Professional Rookies Podcast. I'm your host, Rene, along with my co-host and engineer extraordinaire, Brian Ferreira, who figured out how to give me that little birthday salute
made that work.
to start off. So it seems like it's working. Dogs are knocking doors open. So welcome to the Gridiron Ranch, and again, the Professional Rookies Podcast. And yeah, I feel every bit of it. It's funny. It's like my eyes know I turned 50 today.
Yeah.
I cannot look at anything without reading glasses now.
I know.
It's a shame. Dirty, rotten shame. But I feel great.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, I've been working out.
Lost some weight.
Lost a lot of weight. So 50,
I gained what you lost.
You look great.
Yeah, sure.
You look great. So how was your week?
I feel great. Week was good. Nothing crazy. Hung out at the pool yesterday with the girlfriend and the son, so life was good.
Community pool.
Jeannie and Joey.
Better get your own pool. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, I got to move up in the world, so. But yeah, no, life is really good.
Yeah, so good. I've been
No
busy.
complaints.
Everyone keeps asking, what are you doing for your 50th? I'm like, nothing. I got a few errands I need to run. Relaxing. It's the last week of school here in Florida. So
Yes,
my wife, Jessica's a school counselor / teacher, and she's on the command staff. That's for law enforcement. She's on the
It's like the command staff.
yeah, it's on the principal staff.
The executive board, I guess.
I don't even know what it's called, but she's got to work late, extended days, so she's not going to get home till late. So she's just going to grab some BBQ. I told her, get some barbecue, bring it home. We'll take some baby backs tonight. What the hell? But yeah, so just nice and relaxed for my 50th.
You know what goes well with the barbecue is Buffalo Trace.
A little bourbon.
Yeah.
A little bourbon. Well, I haven't drank since I started working out, so maybe I'll have a drink. Couple. I'm a 2 ice cube guy.
How do you feel? You feel 50?
I've actually, no, in all seriousness, I said this before, and I'm going to do, well, look at me. I hate that, but I do have some before and after pictures that I'm probably going to post online next week just because I've worked really hard.
Right.
I want to try to be motivating for people, especially as I hit 50. So it'll be next week. It'll be 100 straight days of training. I tweaked my diet,
Right.
I just cut out a few things. I didn't go nuts.
What'd you cut out?
Like, for instance, like the last, it's funny. So we went to breakfast yesterday after church, and I had toast. I had rye toast for the first time. That was the first bread.
Some carbs, huh?
That was the first bread I've had in like probably 2 months. So just little things like that. Try to cut some stuff out.
Now you're Italian. You can't. How do you?
It's so
do
hard.
that?
It's so hard. Bread is the best food. It's so hard, but you have to.
It's like
If you're 50 and you want to lose like 30 pounds and get as cut up as you can as a 50-year-old former washed up football player, you got to cut some carbs out. So anyway, enough.
Right,
so we're going to
right.
have some fun. As I said, today it's Monday, May 23rd. I'm officially 50 years old. You will hear this show starting on Tuesday, May 24th.
So it's the day after.
And so we've done some serious shows, and so today's going to be fun.
Yep.
We're in honor of my 50th. We're going to go through some of the oldest players that ever played their professional sports. And I'm going to see if you can name any of them, which we know the answer to that now.
Why are you
is
setting me up
zero
for failure? Why would you do that?
And then some college stuff, and then I know you got some stuff. So we're going to have some fun with it today.
I brought you a birthday present.
You
and you're
did
gonna
a
do
nice
and you're going to do this to me?
bottle of bourbon.
Yeah, and you're going to do this to me.
Well, I got to bust your balls. So, but before we start today's show, remember last week?
This show is brought to you by.
Yeah, no, well, not yet. Last week we did marked for theft. We went through some cases where sports stars have been victims of crime, and some of that crime was their own fault with getting in
Situational awareness,
fraudulent deals. Yeah. So yeah, if you haven't listened, go back and listen to that one. And really, we have a really good kind of library now of shows. So go back and like. Fentanyl again is all over the news. We did a show on fentanyl that I thought was very informative. So go back and check that one out. But we're gonna have some fun today, and then I must also, because I've updated the last couple shows, my pops is still in the hospital. He's gonna be 82 for those that are wondering in December. He had triple bypass like 3 weeks ago now. End up getting a blood clot in his leg. It moved up, but they caught it. Then he had gastritis in his stomach, which is basically like an ulcer. So he's miserable. He's pissed off at the world. He's like, I shouldn't even have this surgery. I said, Dad, they needed to clean you out. Yeah. So today he's going in for another procedure because he's getting shortness of breath. And so they're like, yeah, your heart is just, it's not really functioning the way it should. So, and I said this a month ago. So they're going to put a pacemaker in today. So hopefully that gets him really on the road to recovery and he goes home. So if you're so inclined, I said it before, not everybody is, but if you would, give a prayer, if that's something you do, be greatly appreciated. So
Absolutely. Your father's a good man. So
they won't. It's funny because they won't send him to any rehab. My mom wants him to go to rehab, but the rehab is for people that are kind of frail and they need help kind of getting up and going to the bed. My dad is strong as an ox, man. He's going up steps. He's walking. He just gets this shortness of breath. Yeah. He thought it was sleep apnea. So they gave him a CPAP machine. He's like, I can't wear this thing. He threw it off in an hour. I said, yeah, that's not the answer. We just need to get your heart.
Is it like Junior Soprano?
You need to get your heart pumping good and get that oxygen flowing. But God willing, he'll be okay. So, all right. But thank you. And I did get a lot of well wishes and prayers on his behalf. So
good.
Let's start. So we talked about people getting up there in age, but are still elite athletes. So. Got to start in the NFL since, I had a cup and a half of coffee in the league. So,
right.
So I got some of the oldest players that ever played. Okay. And there's a bark from Baby, one of the multiple dogs in the residence.
Baby.
He just drives me nuts. So, and Brian may have to get up and move him out. You know why he's barking is you're touching his tail.
Am I?
100%. He doesn't like your foot by him, so don't. It's your fault. Okay. So it's not Baby's fault.
Sorry.
It's Brian.
I'm sorry.
So we'll start with the NFL, and so I got some of the oldest players that ever played, and then some notable. So I will pause to see if Brian can come up with the oldest player.
And the answer is Tom Brady.
Also, you listening, whether you're in your car or going for a run or whatever, you're going to try to come up with the answer as well. So, do you know, Brian, the oldest player in the history of the National Football League to play in a game? I know you've heard this name before. You're not going to get it. I hate to be a jerk to you.
Newt Rockne.
No, not Newt Rockne, not the famous coach of Notre Dame. It was George Blanda. You ever heard that name?
Never heard of him.
He played for a bunch of teams, but the Oakland Raiders are people remember George Blanda. Right. He was a quarterback and a kicker, hence why he probably was able to play. But he was 48 years old when he played his last game. He was active from 49 to 75. So
how do you do that? And that's
26 seasons. Listen to this. Blanda, 26 seasons he played, as a quarterback, and scored at least 1 point in each of those years. Because, he was a kicker, too. But God bless him.
So he smoked cigarettes and drank like a fish.
And they played. My grandmother lived till she was 99. She
amazing,
smoked. Right? Never had a driver's license. Made veal cutlets all the time.
Everything was
fried food, and God bless her. So George Blanda was number one. I'm just gonna say. So I got 2 and 3 here. I'll pause because
give me a little bit of a clue. Maybe with the clue.
So the next two. Yeah. So Blanda was a quarterback kicker. The next two oldest are straight kickers.
Oh, okay.
And one is pretty recent. Well, they're both kind of
Sean Landetta.
No, there you go with your New York Giants. So the second oldest player to ever play in the NFL, Morton Anderson, was a kicker.
Okay.
47 years old. And 3, this was kind of surprised me. I knew he was old, but he looks great. Adam Vinatieri.
I know.
Remember, he was the great kicker for the Patriots, won a lot of Super Bowls. Then he went to the Colts. Adam was 46. Okay. And nice little 6 degrees, or with Adam Vinatieri, a nice little tie. His son, AJ, signed with UMass. He's going to be UMass's kicker next year. Nice. Freshman, outstanding kicker. So, shout out to the Vinatieri
So you're saying
family.
They got a chance now?
They got a chance. They got a new coaching staff, new everything. They're going to be much better next year. But we'll highlight my Minutemen when we get close to football season. So a couple notables.
Okay.
Couple notables in the NFL world. If he barks again, you're going to push him out the office, and we're shutting the door. Here's a couple notables, okay? You mentioned one. Mm-hmm. One, I will give you a hint.
Okay.
Played in the New York, New Jersey area. Let's see if you can come up with him. A couple older players. And he's Italian.
Oh, God.
You're not going to get it. Everyone listening to this podcast knows who I'm talking
Vince
about.
Papale.
You're close with the first name. Vince Papale. His son.
That's a great movie.
His son is playing in the USFL.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you have no clue, but his son is. But anyway.
That's a great movie. I like
Go
that
ahead.
movie. What do you mean go ahead? That was my guess.
Vinny Testaverde.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
Played till he was 44.
Yeah.
Gary Anderson, another kicker. A lot of kickers, right?
But Testaverde wasn't a kicker.
No. Testaverde's quarterback,
right?
44.
Yeah. See, I knew that.
Gary Anderson played till he was 45, and then you mentioned his name, the GOAT.
Sean Landau.
Oh, my God. Tom Brady, you jackass. You just mentioned him earlier.
And the answer is
I know you don't know
Tom
because
Brady.
you do no research.
He's like 37,
so
right?
I know you have no idea how old Tom Brady is. Do you not know how old Tom Brady
I just
is?
said it. He's like 37, isn't he?
Are you being serious? You're busting my balls.
No, I'm serious. Is he 42? Somewhere between 37 and 43.
He's not. He's 44.
Is he really?
He's going to be 45 in August, so he will
Jeez.
be 45 this season, and he looks like he can play another. He could break George Blanda's record at 48 if he wanted to. There's no doubt about it. But
he's got that sweet contract.
$375 million contract with Fox, I think, will get him out.
I don't think he needs that record.
Get him probably out after this year. I can't listen again. I'm 50. Tom Brady's going to be 45 still. I couldn't imagine still playing.
Well,
even remote. I couldn't even play flag football now.
If you want to feel bad about yourself and you're right around that age, i.e. 47 like me, then you look at that. That guy's still playing professional football, and I can't even walk up the stairs without getting out of breath. So there you go. All right.
About a month ago during the podcast, you said there was like this competition at work.
Yeah, I'm going to lose that.
And I see.
I don't know what
you
this
really put a lot of effort into it. I'm proud of you.
I had some Chinese food the other night. It was phenomenal.
I
just like to eat.
It's so good, but with the what the hell is MSG anyway? Everyone talks about it.
No, I'm not
talking about Madison Square Garden Network either. No. It's the salt in it, right? It is so good though. My vice, like when I want to eat like crap. So my go-to meal now, that's like
like a cheat meal.
It's not a cheat meal, but like a fast food meal for me. It's not even really guilty pleasure. I did it yesterday. Something quick, easy, that it's still semi-healthy. Someone's going to be like, that's not healthy.
No, probably not.
But I'll go to Chipotle.
Yeah.
I'll get a Chipotle bowl.
Yeah.
Lettuce on the bottom.
Okay, no rice.
I get a little brown rice. I just need a little bit.
Like a little bit. Yep.
Little brown rice. I like black beans. Not that bad. Little black beans.
Yep.
I'll get the steak and the protein. And always guac, which is the good fat for you.
Yeah, it's good for you.
It's the good, healthy fat. So that's like my go-to. So that's like the worst I've probably eaten. But when I'm in my fat days, and I just go, right? I just go. My favorite. I mean, all right, if we're going to talk about like fast food, you can't, I mean, Taco Bell, I could sit there and eat so much stuff off the menu.
Come on. Really? That's where you're going to go of all the fast food places, Taco Bell? I mean, their chalupas are pretty good.
Oh my God, Mexican pizza. I'll go nuts, dude. I love the burrito with the Fritos in it. Oh my God. Yeah. I'll eat like 10 of those. But anyway, I haven't done that in like 2 years.
You're like going to fall off the wagon.
My other one where I just really enjoy, you mentioned Chinese food, is Pan Express.
Yeah.
I love Pan Express.
We used to go there.
We used to go as cops. Yeah. So embarrassing. They'd fill that thing up, and you're sitting there, your radio's going on.
Yeah.
And then when I was on call,
those are detectives.
So when you're a detective and you're on call, like every unit, like robbery unit, homicide, never mind. They're different. But robbery, you're on call once a week, so you have to work evenings. You're the only person in the office, and anything happens at night, you got to handle. So you go out to eat every night by yourself. And I do Panda Express a couple times a week easily. But anyway, see that?
See?
I digress. So let's go.
Don't fall off the wagon because of me. Don't let me be an influence on you. Okay.
One thing about working out and eating right. It's building a habit.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. It helps that I'm retired. So when I get up during the day after I watch the news and have my morning coffee, like the only thing I look forward to, other than this podcast, is working out. Yeah. So it's a habit. I honestly haven't missed a workout in like 100 days, because I was motivated to do it. I really have not had a day where I was like, oh, I got to work out. Again, a lot of that's because I'm retired.
Yeah.
So, but okay.
Okay. Back to the podcast.
NBA, the sport you really know the most of.
Oh, yeah. This is gonna be good.
No one's going to get this first guy because during my research, I had no idea who he was. But the oldest player ever to play in an NBA game, Nat Hickey. Of course, he played in the 40s.
Everybody knows that.
He played in the 40s. He was 45 years old, 363 days. So he was 46 years old. Providence Steamrollers. So Nat Hickey, if you're playing, comes up on Jeopardy or something.
It might, yeah.
You'll know, but number 2 and number 3,
the answer is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
People know. So do you want to give?
I just did.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah. He's in the notables, so I give you
Larry
credit.
Bird played a while too, didn't he?
So the oldest.